The power sweep actually is the lead play in our offense.
Yes, a YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here. And try to run this play in the alley.
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. You can find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can email me, PackersTotalAccess@gmail.com. Text us 865-658-5824. I'm joined alongside Tim live in Green Bay. We've got Jacob the Beard in the house, and we were expecting Emilio, but I got to be honest, gang, we got a little message at the end here. I'll just read it word for word. He said, "Sorry, fellas." So he knows he's in the wrong here, okay? We just got out with that here. He says, "Sorry, fellas. Still out with the missus. Got a new suit, and we went out to eat, so I probably won't make it back in time to be on. My bad." So.
Hi, I'm Date Mike. Nice to meet me. How do you like your eggs in the morning?
I think he's got that collar pop like that tonight, Jacob.
Oh, yeah. He's got the Kangol to the back for sure.
Yeah, he's got the hat, sure, all that. Put on the good cologne. Put on that drink nowhere.
He probably heard the morning show and thought Clayton's still sick. There ain't gonna be no show. But here we are. We're alive and well. Jacob, you're gonna probably enjoy hearing this. We found out what the problem was. So last night Mandy made some brownies. Right? We ate some brownies. Yeah. So this morning I asked her, I'm like, "Is your stomach messed up?" And she's like, "A little bit, yeah." And I went, "You think it was the brownies?" And the look on her face was like my dog when it's chewed something up and I haven't found it yet. You know, it's just kind of walking around like, "Oh, he's gonna be mad." And I said, "What did you do?" And she started kind of laughing. And then she started laughing uncontrollably. I'm like, "What did you do to the brownies? Like what? Like it felt intentional, right?" She said, "I seen this cool thing on Instagram where you can, rather than put oil in your measuring cup, you can just kind of press your measuring cup down in the flour and dense it. And okay, there's your measurement, right?" Well, the problem is our measuring cups are like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch thick, right? Like really thick measuring cups. So long story short, I OD'd on vegetable oil. That's what happened. So, and needless to say, I ate way more brownies than Miss Mandy did. So there you go. That's why it was funny to her and catastrophical to me. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on in the Bailey household today. Just exchanging awkward glances across the room at each other. So, still holding a grudge, if you will. But I will say this: tonight's show is brought to you by Ticket King. Appreciate them jumping on board with us. Ticket King is the official ticket provider of Packers Total Access Live now. They are Wisconsin-based, been Wisconsin-based since 1992, specializing in Packer tickets. They're Wisconsin's largest ticket source as well. They've got offices next to Lambeau Field and in Milwaukee. If you click the link in the video description of this YouTube video, that will send you directly to theticketking.com. It's important to put the THE in there, gang. Theticketking.com. They're dedicated to getting Packer fans their best deals on Packer tickets. You guys know the schedule will be releasing in May. They're going to be all over that moving forward. So be ready to pounce on that. You might as well, I'll give you a little tip too. You might as well just hop over to their website and register as a customer for free. I did it earlier today. I'm excited about changing all my business over to them, but we definitely want to support local there in the Green Bay area and Wisconsin in general. And I'm sure you can get other tickets there too. It's a good little gateway for that, but they really, really key in on getting you the best, like I said, best prices on Packer tickets. So again, that's Ticket King. We appreciate them sponsoring the show. Now, Jacob, you sent me a ton of stuff earlier today on Twitter. It was kind of a wild day at the Combine. Obviously, we got a new record we're going to talk about. There's just a bunch of stuff happening. I think we would all agree now we're going to be pretty heavy in the running back market, right, when it comes to the draft if we don't do anything in free agency here. It looks like Dillon's pretty much gone. So you may draft as many as 2 running backs. Am I thinking of that right, Jacob? I love Emmanuel Wilson, but it doesn't mean that Goody's going to value him over, a second back in the draft, right?
I don't know, man. I still don't believe. I just don't believe I don't know why. I just don't believe they're going to let AJ Dillon walk. But I think even if he does stay, they're going to draft a running back for sure, if not 2. And yeah, I think I did a couple interesting mocks today, and I still can't get over the fact we should do that at the end of the day today if we have time. Try doing a mock either on PFF or the Draft Network or whatever it is, where we just trade out of the first pick and see what happens, because you're able then to compile 2 or 3 more like really, really good players within that like 60 to 120 range there, where there's a lot of stacked up talent. I just think it'd be a fun exercise to see. We did a 3-round mock this morning, and we can talk about that a little bit later if you want, and just see that. I think that went really great. Of course, you put it up on Twitter, and everybody has an opinion on Twitter.
What did I tell you, man? What did I tell you?
I didn't even comment. I was like, I think I commented one thing, but whatever.
We were like, there's no way this is too good to be true. This will never happen in real life. And sure enough, there was a handful of people on Twitter going, "What in the world are you doing?" All right, got you, man. That's the world of Twitter, though, Tim. You're all about it, ain't you, Tim? You're on there all the time.
Yeah, man. Thug life, representing all the time. Just living the Twitterverse all day, every day, rubbing elbows with the finest of the internet gangsters.
The pillars of the community, right?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. SDM40 in the chat said a new suit for Applebee's, taking a little shot there at our boy Emilio. Could you see him over there with a suit and tie at the old Applebee's, getting thrown out of an Applebee's over there for $Ritas, right?
2 for $20,
Yeah, exactly.
You guys, he'd go to the Olive Garden for the first half of the day, and then a Mexican place for the other half.
I like it. Nothing wrong with changing it up there, right? When you're a quarter Italian, quarter Mexican. So,
I love it.
All right, let's see here. Peter Stone in the chat said Xavier Worthy's holy crap! Wow, 4.2140. Just wow. Yeah, he set the record. And it's funny because I kind of just, I don't want to say I roll my eyes, but it to me it's tongue in cheek. Like, remember John Ross, right? John Ross was the old record holder, right, Jacob? How did he fare in the NFL, right? Not too well. Yeah. I mean, and don't get me wrong, dude's got blazing speed, but, there's a difference between football speed and track speed. And this is the joke we made all offseason long here, Tim, talking about these guys are going to get out there and run their underwear. People are going to lose their mind over it. Now, could he turn out to be a good player? Absolutely. Where did he go? Did he go to school at Texas? Am I thinking right? Was it Texas?
Correct.
He was there? Yeah. So who knows, man? He may turn into a good pro. And listen, it's important, but I think that we do make a little too much out of it from time to time. If you're saying Clayton, if you could get him in a late round pick, would you take him? Absolutely. Put him back a returning kick, see what he can do, right? But I just don't know where he's mocked at. You have any idea where he's mocked at, Jacob?
Yeah, so like at the end of the combine just now before we went live, they were saying, well, he just ran himself into the first round. He's going to be the 4th or 5th receiver, which he was not on anybody's board up until this point. So even if he runs a 4.2, I don't know. He was not high on most lists. I know that for sure.
What was MVS's 40 time at the combine? I mean, there's an example of a guy who's really fast, and he's looking for a job right now. So
yep, same thing, man. You got to be able to catch the football. You got to learn how to get open and all those things. You got to learn how to run the right route. You got to learn the nuances of route running. You got to be willing to block. There's so many things that go into it. Checking the consensus big board, Jacob, Xavier Worthy's sitting at 44 right now. So I think he's projected to go to New England at 34. But I'm with you. I had never heard the name. I never, we've heard of Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, Odunze, Rome Odunze, Brian Thomas Jr., Keon Coleman, not a whole lot about him, but a little bit. Troy Franklin out of Oregon. And then you've got Adonai, is that how you say it? Adonai Mitchell out of Texas. So that's his teammate. Lab McConkey had a good day. We've heard Lab McConkey's name mentioned several times. And then Xavier Worthy coming in there next. So we'll see, though, man. We'll see where he goes for sure. Somebody's going to grab him. Somebody's going to overvalue that 40 time. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Worthy's 165. That dude is made of glass.
Golly, could you imagine being 165 pounds getting hit by a 250-pound linebacker, man? Come over across the middle for a little slant route, and boom, ball game.
I was a kicker, guys.
Yeah. Dead Fish in the chat says MVS ran a 4.37.
4.37. Okay.
There you go. Okay. So back to running back though, Jacob. We were kind of talking about it. You sent me a couple people that you had your eye on here. Obviously, Jaden Sheridan. It's one of your draft crushes here, isn't it, man? Talk about him.
I wouldn't say he's necessarily a draft crush of mine. He tested really well at the combine. He ran 4.46, and he has graded out pretty well. And he does play for Monmouth, so that's kind of a whatever. And honestly, when I'm looking at his grades, you see a couple really big games, but for the most part, you're in your 50s and 60s. So he was somebody I more wanted us to dive into and see kind of if it was really for real or if he was kind of more just a big fish in a small pond kind of thing. And to me, I don't know. I would definitely wouldn't take him on any sort of early rounds. That would be one of those like 6th or 7th rounders you take a stab at, maybe to be the 2nd or 3rd running back just to bring in some competition kind of thing. But there was I was really impressed though with my guy. Every time I don't see the Packers taking him, but that Kamani Vidal, 5'7", the dude ran like a 4.4. What do you do? 4.47. Down to a 4.46 on the second try. He was the leading rusher. He played for Troy. He's just a bowling ball, just a freaking absolute little ping pong bowling ball. I really want us to get him. I really do.
Gotcha. Jaden Sheridan is currently sitting, according to the consensus big board, in the 290 spot. He peaked at 224. So one of those guys that most likely would be an undrafted free agent, but there's a chance he could slip up in there and get drafted for sure. So interesting though. Another name I'd never heard of, really hadn't paid attention to. You guys know I'm focusing on the top 150 board. Now that spills over into the top 200, but he was just outside of that as we started working on the board. So we'll see where he ends up by the end of it. Now you also sent me this screen grab here of Isaac. How do you say that? Garindo? Is that right?
Yeah, Guarendo, I think it was.
Who? Is a running back prospect in the 2024 draft class. He scored an unofficial 9.99 RAS out of a possible 10. This ranked number 2 out of 1,765 running backs from 1987 to 2024. Now, some people go, Clayton, you were just dogging the 40-yard dash. I wasn't dogging it. And the RAS is totally different in my opinion. This is everything. This is the entire athletic profile, right? This is going to show explosion. It's going to show straight line speed. It's going to show agility, things like that, if the guys have competed in it. Let me drop that banner down real quick. So he didn't do his agility testing. It's a little bit cut off there where you sent the screen grab. I'm sure we can find him here in a minute. But again, 9.99. Anytime you're in the top 2, pretty much in the history of the game, I mean, that's pretty wild. That's a wild showing there at the combine for old Isaac. No doubt about it. Let's see. Another one you sent was this one here. Warren Sharp tweeted out, only 2 wide receivers at the combine since 2015 to run a 4.35 or less in the 40, measure at least 6'2", and weigh at least 205 pounds. DK Metcalf and Adonai Mitchell, which did that today. So another receiver. I mean, DK, how do we feel about DK around the horn here? Tim, DK Metcalf on the surface, do you feel like he's lived up to the hype? Because it seemed like he came out the gate strong to me, but I don't know how I feel about him now. What do you think about DK?
Yeah, I mean, obviously an athletic freak of nature. Like, that's undeniable. I mean, you have to be blind not to be able to see that. But as far as the consistency, I don't know. I think some of that crap in Seattle that, the Russell Wilson transition out and the whole just, getting adjusted to, running with Geno Smith and getting targets and getting a rhythm. I feel like that might have had something to do with his production, but, I don't know. I'd almost like to see him in a different offense and see if, maybe he has more production, but he definitely, I don't know. I guess I'd say slightly underwhelming considering, the freak of nature that he is as an athlete. I thought we'd see a little bit more from him. I got to choose my words wisely here. I don't want to knock the guy, but
right.
A little underwhelming, I guess I would say. I don't know. What do you think, Jacob?
I mean, like you said, I kind of cut off some slack because it seems like his career his trajectory kind of went down with Russell Wilson's when we saw how bad Russell's been the last couple of years. And he wasn't that great as he tailed off in Seattle. That's the reason why they were so willing to make a move, I think. And like you said, Geno Smith had spots here and there. But I think like if he was in a different offense, I think that dude would probably be top 5 receiver. He's just like I think he's the definition of a possession receiver. Like he's just a brute.
Yeah, he's got all the size, definitely. Doug in the chat says, not impressed. Speed does not equal wide receiver success. Look it up. I want to agree, Doug, but I also want to say look up a guy by the name of Tyreek Hill. I'm just saying. If that dude didn't have his speed, he wouldn't be half the player he is. His speed is really what separates him. But you got to have the whole package, and I think that's what you're saying, Doug. I completely agree with that, man, for sure. Again, totally different ballgame when you got there in pads and run around, right? Omer back in the chat. What up, Omer? Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, man, he's got a different profile pic now.
I like
he got rid of Tupac LaFleur, man. Oh, all right. It's all good. We got Gangster Goody there. That's
the
cool.
Goody. Yeah.
Tupac LaFleur to Gangster Goody. We need that Photoshop together, them back to back like this.
That'd be a cool shirt.
Yeah. Hey, there it is. That might be the next merch. Let's do it here. We'll get the hell suit out of us for that.
Straight up
Tupac LaFleur and Gangster Goody. All right, we're on it. We're
both clicking it at the same time. Here we go. Straight from the combine, boys.
Straight out of Indy. That'll be one of the titles. What would be another title? F the Players Union instead of the police, right? That'd be good. Right? Yeah, Omer said, need to get some talent in free agency this season. Goot about to cook next week. It's pretty wild. Free agency starts next week, guys. They got here quick, Jacob, didn't it?
Yeah. And then when's the draft again? Is that still in April or when is that?
Yeah, April 27th, I think. By the way, the draft in 2025, get your hotel rooms. Do what you got to do. I just booked my hotel rooms today. So
did you really?
Yeah. See if you can get them booked. We got some inside connections to Hilton, so we're going to be about a block and a half away from Lambeau.
Nice.
Wanted to secure at least one location. Now we're going to start looking at bed and breakfasts and stuff and all that. So we'll see if we can't do it upright when we go up there for the draft in 2025. But anyway, what were you saying about the draft, Jake?
I don't remember, but now I'm saying, did you get an extra room for me? Because
of course, you know we did, Jake. Absolutely.
Otherwise.
There's a balcony. There's a balcony. You're good to go, man. You're going to be out there on the balcony.
Clayton and Mandy just have 2 rules, though.
Wash your hands, wash your butt, man. That's it. That's all.
Yeah, and no extra oil in the brownies. Goodness gracious, man. I'm just telling you.
Hey, I brought Mandy her first Wisconsin cheese curds, she told me.
You did. Yes, you did. She
that's right.
Yeah, she thinks highly of Jacob. She liked Jacob a lot. Jacob's her little brother. So that's a good time, man. That was awesome. Having Seth with us there too. Running Justin and Nicole. Really good time. We'll get the whole gang together next time we go up for sure. We'll go up for a game next year. Mandy said, we're going twice. She got all excited. We're going twice next year. She loves it up there, man.
That's awesome.
So,
real quick, just an aside. I paid for a new NFL Plus subscription just so I could watch the combine because I couldn't get this app. No matter if I watched it on my phone, on my Xbox, on the computer, it would drop like every 20 minutes. Is that not just the worst app? I don't know if it's just me. Yeah, I just NFL. Why can't you just do better? Your website sucks.
It's been like that forever, Jacob. Like I mean, for as long as they've had an app,
they're a little tight on cash there.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like of all the people to skimp on your mobile platform, it's going to be the guy. And here they were just talking about the big media deal and the salary cap going up and all that. It's like
just do a media deal where you give one of the networks your the rights for the app and stuff. Just have it on one of the streaming services. Because it's crazy.
2-0 for this says if Clayton doesn't have room in the hotel room for Jacob, sleeping in your car in Door County is a good time. There you go, Jacob. Up there in Door County, man.
Tradition, yeah.
Find you a little cliff line to camp out on up there, right? That'll work. Let's see here. William in the chat says, Jacob, I'm on board with you with keeping Dillon and drafting another running back just in case. So that running back room would obviously be Aaron Jones. You would keep A.J. Dillon. You would have Emmanuel Wilson and then just draft one running back, and that would kind of round that room out, right, Jacob? That's what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for sure. And it doesn't have to be an early draft pick. We can get away with getting a running back in the 4th, 5th, 6th round and have a quality one too.
Yeah, definitely. United Bates here says, I use YouTube TV, no complaints so far after 2 years. Me and Jacob had a long conversation about YouTube TV. I remember that, Jacob, because, they were getting Sunday Ticket. You were a little concerned because they had some problems in the past with some of the live streaming events. I'm with Bates, though, man. I have not had one single hiccup, man. They've crushed it. So this whole last offseason, I mean, you guys seen, Tim, you watched some of it too, man. It was flawless, wasn't it, man?
Yep. Much better.
And if anybody, now that I thought about it, if anybody would be able to get a control of streaming service, something that could handle the capabilities of the NFL audience, it definitely be YouTube. Like they're streaming to billions of people. You know what I mean? So
there you go. We're sitting here brokering a deal live on the stream. I love it.
Right.
Let's get old Raj on the phone real quick.
We're trying to get I'm trying to think of a Wesson Vegetable. We're trying to get them as a sponsor next too. All right, so we've got some experience with some extra vegetable in the house. All right, since we're talking about money, what's that?
Just laughing.
Telling you, bro, it was bad, man. I was fighting I was like R. Kelly. Remember R. Kelly said, "I'm fighting for my life out here." I was struggling, boys. Projected quarterback extensions this offseason per Spotrac. Man, it's some money right here, boys. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 years, $220 million. Jordan Love, 4 years, $200 million. Jared Goff, 4 years, $180 million. Dak Prescott, 3 years, $180 million. And Baker Mayfield, 4 years, $120 million. Of all of those right there, if you had to pick one that you go, nope, not worth it, which would it be? Because me personally, I know a lot of people are going to say Tua, although I kind of see Tua a little bit different. I feel like when he's healthy, he's a pretty good football player. Is he worth 220? That's what the market says. But the one that kind of strikes me as a little bit odd, and I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan, that seems pretty rich for Baker Mayfield, $30 million per year. But which one sticks out to you guys? I'll start with you, Jacob. Which one of these do you think, if you had to pick one and go, no, that's the one I think is least worth it, I guess you could say, who would it be?
Man, yeah, I guess I'd have to go Tua just because, one, he's just never really flashed. He's more of a game manager type guy. I mean, he's had some really crazy offensive talent lately, so I think that kind of hides his
great point. Yeah.
Hides his imperfections a little bit, but that 4 years, 220, and plus you got to worry about the injury aspect. He's fallen off of his bike, you know what I mean, without his helmet. One of those away from his career basically ending. So, but Baker Mayfield, I mean, 4 years at 120, that's definitely a good haul for him. I think he does, though, somewhat deserve it. If anybody in the league may be underrated, it could be him. He's had an up and down career, but all in all, I think he's pretty good.
The one I kind of feel like is somewhat worth it. I want to say Dak Prescott, but it's just 3 years is what it's got it listed at. So you're talking about $60 million there, aren't you? I mean, he is a solid, in my opinion. He's a solid quarterback. $60 million per year. That's a lot of money, man. I mean, you're talking about 10 more than Jordan Love. I think we would all agree Jordan Love outperformed Dak Prescott the whole second half of the season. So seems a little rich there. What do you think, though, Tim? Which one sticks out to you the most as like no way, no how?
I mean, Tua is the most obvious. I mean, I guess we can't count that one. But I'm actually I actually think, yeah, I mean, Dak would be my pick, honestly. Like, you know, for everything you said, and it's true for that, he is a solid quarterback. I'm not dogging Dak Prescott at all. And I think dude's a good person too on the other side, aside from football. But, you know, 3 years, $180 million seems pretty steep, even for Jerry World, in my opinion. You know, Baker finished pretty strong. You know, that's a little shocking too. But my pick is Dak.
Got it.
Yeah, there we go.
It says, here we go, $60 million a year. Let's see here. Let's go through the chat real quick. SDN says no. Was Dak is no?
I think no way.
No way Dak is worth $60 million there. Okay, gotcha. And then let's see here. Dennis Shook says, I feel like $30 million is the new floor for NFL starting quarterbacks, though. It seems like it is for sure. Let's see here. Ron Sample says he's out on Dax. No deal there. No, here you go there. He says here we don't go. M. Smitty says $50 million a year for Tua is quite the hit. Drew D in the chat says Tua has the most supporting cast, in my opinion. That's a great point, man. Got talent all around for sure. Dennis Shook falling off his spot. I just imagine they've got Tua wrapped in a pillow down there, right? And he just he's got his arms out like Ralphie on A Christmas Story. You know what I mean? And walking around.
Did you see that? Was that last year when he got a chunk of his arm ripped out? Like messed up his little, he had like his tattoo sleeve on his arm.
Oh yeah.
Lost like a piece of his arm, literally.
Yeah. Yep, he sure did. I remember that, man. That season was such a blur, man. It was like, hey, we're going to do good. Oh, crap, we suck. Wait a minute, we're the hottest team in the league. Crap, what happened? That's how the season went to me.
We suck again.
Exactly. It was like, it was great, and then it was over. We were all sitting on the couch like, what just happened? What just happened? Love it. All right, let's see here. 2-0 for this says $180 million to get blown out of the playoffs for the next 3 years. There you go, man. There you go. Yeah, so all right, there's the quarterback money talk. We did a mock earlier today. We got absolutely crucified for it on Twitter. Just want to, in case you guys missed it earlier, this is one of our favorite mocks. We just did a 3-round mock because I was battling the Crisco over here. But it was with the 25th pick, we took Kool-Aid McKinstry out of Alabama. Obviously, he's dealing with the injury. They're saying he's going to be just fine. The only reason that they found the injury was through the testing at the combine. It wasn't even like he couldn't perform. He played the rest of the year on it and everything. So Kool-Aid McKinstry at 25. You got Tyler Nubin at 41. So we addressed the safety position there a little bit outside of free agency too. Edgerrin Cooper at 58, linebacker out of Texas A&M. We actually chose him over Peyton Wilson, mainly because of the injuries, but also because of the consensus big board. Their actual big board, they had Edgerrin Cooper ranked higher than Peyton Wilson. So we were just kind of going off their board there too. Then we took Jonathan Brooks, running back out of Texas with the 88th pick. Best running back in this draft, obviously. I don't think anybody's arguing that. The fact is he going to be healthy from the ACL? His team released the other day. He will be ready. He is on pace to be ready for July 1st. So he should be ready for the start of training camp. With that being said, that gets you excited about Jonathan Brooks. We took him with the 88th pick. The thought of letting A.J. Dillon walk in free agency, let's say you don't bring him back, and you've got Aaron Jones, Jonathan Brooks, Emmanuel Wilson, and possibly another running back, that gets me excited about the running back room, man. I ain't going to lie. And then with the 91st pick, just 3 picks later there, we took out a UConn interior offensive lineman, Christian Haynes. That would be our starting right guard. So you let John Runyon walk in free agency, you plug and play Christian Haynes, and you're off to the races there. So Donald Krieger in the chat says, who crucified this mock? I'd be all over this. Yeah, there was a couple people, which, like I said, when we posted on Twitter, there's some people are on Twitter just to disagree. That's the only reason they're there, right? SDM40 says the mock is great because it showed positional value per round. Yeah, and like Jacob said at the top of the show here, and we're going to get into it, I think we will do one more mock draft at the end here, and we'll try to do that trade back you were talking about, Jacob. If you trade out of that 25th pick and you just eliminated Kool-Aid McKinstry and you picked up, say, an extra second or an extra third, Jacob, I like the idea of what kind of damage we could do with that, man. I mean, the second and third round of this draft is going to be so much more enjoyable than the first round, I think. Don't you agree, Jacob?
Yeah, it really is. Just because it's kind of I guess we shouldn't say that because we never know. Goody is not, he's not a sissy when it comes to the draft. He's not afraid to move up and down. But if he does stay at 25, then yeah, most of that first round is kind of irrelevant to us. And we really do our damage, I'd say, even the second to the 5th round, because think about some of the talent that we've gotten in those 4th and 5th rounds in the last couple of years. And this is, I think, maybe it's just because we've been studying these guys now and we're really starting to get to know them and creating, my guy lists and this kind of stuff. But I really do feel like there's a lot of really good talent later in the rounds. So it'll be fun to see.
Yeah, I agree. Ron in the chat says that's an awesome mock, too good to be true. Actually, that's how I felt. Like we were like, there's no way this could possibly happen right here, right? And then let's share it on Twitter and just see what they say. Sure enough, people picked it up.
Yeah, we caught some heat for Kool-Aid for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Twitter felt like Kool-Aid was definitely a no-go.
Yeah. There you go. 2-0 for this. Says that mock is one long snapper away from being really, really good. Completely agree. Gotta lock up the long snapper this year.
He can block.
I love it. I love that sound drop. Some people are new to the show and they're hearing that and they go, "What is that? He can block." That's Emilio, man. We were on a post-game show and somebody was ranting and raving in the chat about Christian Watson because he was hurt or dropped a ball or something. And literally, I read the comment over the air, and it said, "I'm so sick of Christian Watson. He can't catch. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay on his feet." He went on this. He said, "What can he do?" And I went, and all of a sudden, Emilio goes, "He can block."
He can block.
Hit it one more time, Tim.
He can block.
Hey, bro, the best part of that video is Tim's face the entire time. He is so pissed off that we lost that game. It is just absolute gold. I'm over there trying not to laugh because, and Tim's up there like this. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. All right. Anything else you want to hit on, Jacob, before I pull up Math Bomb's Twitter page here and we look at some of these RAS cards?
No, I mean, I'm sure we'll pepper it in as we go here. I wrote down a bunch of notes all day. What did you guys think? Did you get to see the quarterbacks real quick?
I did not. No, I did not. Did you?
They broke. So the first batch was only your boy, the bit man. I got to tell you, I like ladies. Okay. Let's just put that out there.
You talking about my man, Sam Hartman?
Dude, Sam Hartman.
How many times did he do this?
Oh, yeah. I was like, is that brunette Jesus out there throwing the football around? Like, what's going on? So he was the only quarterback in the first tier, if I'm not mistaken, at least to run the 40. And then they did a bunch of drills. But on the second tier, they had some interesting guys. Have you heard of that? The Spencer Rattler guy? He looked all right. There's a dude from Western Kentucky, Austin Reed, looked okay. But, dude, that boy, is it Joe Milton from Tennessee? He freaking
cannon, right?
Chuck the ball. Oh my God. Like,
yeah,
unreal.
Jacob, that's the one I was talking about, man. He has played at every major program in all of college football, and he just keeps bouncing around, and he never has success. Like, he never, and I know quarterbacks aren't a win, wins aren't a quarterback stat, but it's like,
what's his issue?
I don't get it, man. I don't know if it's just he doesn't protect the football well, he doesn't see the field well, or what. He's got an absolute cannon. Somebody tweeted out earlier. No, it was on Facebook. It was on a Tennessee Facebook page down here, and they said that I'm trying not to laugh, but it said, is it Joe Milton? Is that his name?
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah, Joe Milton. Let me see here. I think I got his profile pulled up here. I just want to make sure here, or do I? Maybe I don't. I want to get the name right for sure. Yeah, Joe Milton. Somebody said Joe Milton. Joe Milton's going to have the best athletic profile in Toyota, the best athletic profile of all the employees at Toyota of Tennessee. Bro,
Who do you think you are? I am.
I was crying because I was like, this guy understands me. Because, dude, he's got an absolute cannon. He just can't put it together. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And it's been said over and over and over. Pro scouts love him. They absolutely love him, man.
I can see the Vikings taking him for some reason. That just seems like a Minnesota Viking.
I could see that. Yeah. He's kind of built like your old Dante Culpeppers, just a big dude, strong arm. Drew D in the chat says Joe Milton has large hands too, over 10 inches. That's pretty wild. Yeah, he's, like I said, he's got a cannon. Did you see the throw he threw, Jacob, where he threw the bomb? He threw it, and right as the receiver caught it, as he was walking the field, he went and acted like he shot it out of the air. Yeah, he's got all the talent in the world, man. Who knows though? Maybe somebody takes him a little later, and he pops. That could definitely be the case. I was trying to look here on the consensus big board and see exactly where they had him. PFF had Joe Milton in the 156 spot. His PFF grades 2021 58.5, 86.9, and then 77.6. So not horrible at Tennessee last year, but he's 6'5", 235, good mobility. He's going to be 24 years old this year. at the start of the season, but he's got just an absolute cannon for an arm, man. I think the accuracy is the big issue too there, though. 2-0 for this says, apparently that, quote, "Who do you think you are? I am," was directed at a 12-year-old who was trash talking Pete Weber. Please tell me that's true.
Oh, yeah, that's totally true. It was kind of like, you guys remember A League of Their Own with Tom Hanks, where little Stillwell was like, "You're gonna lose." It was kind of like that vibe during the tournament there, and Pete had it with the 12-year-old heckler in the gallery. So,
and Pete comes from his family. Was his dad named Dick Weber? Am I thinking right?
I think so. Yeah.
Weber. So they're like these just dominant bowlers, is what I was reading up when it was like the 12-year anniversary or whatever of the him saying that, or however long it had been. But yeah, man, I agree, Drew. A League of Their Own is a great movie. It is, man. They did a good job with that for sure. But yeah, Pete Weber, the man. I'm glad we got that drop. Tim hit it for one time.
That is kind of, I mean, that's a classic. And, the key is Pete Weber, his hair game was always on point. Check out
Who do you think you are? I am.
The best.
That's the guy, you could tell he spent a few minutes doing the old brush back in the mirror right before he went on TV.
There he is, right? Bottom, ain't that Pete Weber right down there?
Pete Weber right there. That's Thug Life Pete Weber in that picture. A little younger. Look at the hair's even longer.
Yeah, a little fuller, looking good, man. Got the shades on inside. Probably got to dip a skull there, maybe a bandit in the other jaw. My man. Pete Weber, known to have drinking problems. Doesn't take any malarkey.
And Pete Weber said, drinking problems. A drink, I get drunk, no problem.
I love it, dude. I love it. Doug said, Pete Weber deal, refer to Paul for confirmation. Dick was Hall of Fame. Yep. Pete was great, but when young had issues, hence stories I have. There you go. All right. There you go. So
they're kind of like the Earnharts of the bowling community.
Raise hell, praise Dale. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Amen.
You roll over here. All right, let's do it. Let's go to Math Bomb real quick. Jacob, you good with it? Let's doesn't matter if you are or not. We're doing it anyway. Here we go. Let's see some of these RAS cards real quick. Let's see here. Xavier Worthy. I don't know exactly where it finished. You can see there's 2 cards there. He's still adjusting things. I just refreshed it though, so these should be the latest media, at least he shared. He may have quote tweeted and had a different type of image that's not showing up, but nonetheless, Xavier Worthy, there it is, 4.22. That was unofficial. Obviously, ended up being a 4.21. That was a 10 RAS, obviously being the best 40-yard dash ever ran in the history of the combine. Size, though, like we said, 165 pounds, man. Dude going to get lit up in the NFL if he ain't careful. On the other end of the spectrum, though, look at old Johnny Wilson out of Florida State, boys and girls. 6'6" and 3/8. 231 pounds, running a 4.5 340. Some places have him listed as a tight end. If I remember correctly, Jake Shavink said he was a tight end, is how he was viewing him. But a 20-yard split gave him a score of a 6.45, 10-yard split 6.62, and then of course his vertical jump 37 inches. Think about that 37-inch vertical jump, right? And the explosion he's got in that body of his. And then think of the other guy that had, 42.5 inches, Jacob?
Yeah.
Was his 40 or was his vertical? Just wild, some of the athletes here. Broad jump of 10.08 for a 9.2 score.
Do you see us possibly drafting him and turning him into that weird kind of hybrid guy that LaFleur could use motion with, make him a wide tight end or whatever, and then just do a bunch of pre-snap movement with him and just completely screw over defenses? Because who's going to guard a 6'5", 2? If he puts on, let's say, 10 more pounds, he can actually be used in the blocking game, in the run game. And like I said, we motion him out of 12 personnel or something crazy. He could be crazy, like a crazy chess piece.
Yeah, and whether it's we could use him or not, immediately the first thing I think of is would we be willing to draft him, right? Like, is this Goody's kind of guy? Equanimous St. Brown was pretty big too, wasn't he? Wasn't he like 6'5"? Am I thinking right? EQ. So we drafted EQ. I believe that was Goody. It might have been before Goody, but nonetheless, remember when they took EQ out of Notre Dame? They're willing to take a bigger wide receiver like that. They like their bigger wide receivers. I mean, like Alan Lazard, right? Obviously not quite as big as Johnny Wilson, but they were willing to give him a shot, and then obviously, keep him around for a couple of years. So I think it's possible. Now, as far as putting him at tight end, I don't know how that'll operate, because think about how we utilize our tight ends. whether it's the Y or the U, they're both in tight, they're both attached, and they're blocking. I don't know how well he would block in those confined spaces. You know what I'm saying? Especially being a wide receiver, because I didn't watch a whole lot of Florida State last year, but I got a good friend, Nate, down here who's a big Florida State fan, and I kind of kept up from time to time. Excuse me. I went and watched the Boston College tape where they played FSU, and Johnny Wilson was all over the tape there, but he was always split out wide. They always had him on the boundary. They always had him out near the sideline. So I would say if you maybe say yes or no to him being converted to a tight end in Matt LaFleur's offense, I would say probably no. But someone like Sean Payton's offense, like a Jimmy Graham, where it was basically a glorified wide receiver, I could definitely see that happening, man. But nonetheless, man, he's a monster, dude. They said he had catch issues, I think was his big problem. Let me look at the consensus big board real quick and just see where he falls into place, because I don't think people were crazy high on him. 116. He peaked at 53, so something happened during the season for him to drop all the way to 116, right? So, but nonetheless, I mean, you're looking at flirting with a top 100 pick there, so that says all you really need to know there.
You were right about EQ, by the way, Clayton. 6'5", 214.
Man,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought he was a big boy because I remember watching him at Notre Dame, and when they drafted him, I was excited, and he just absolutely flopped. We obviously got the wrong St. Brown brother, but it is what it is, though. Anybody else you want to look at specifically, Jacob? I can see if their cards up there.
Javontes Walker from UNC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Talk to him about it there.
I mean, he's just another guy that has a decent build to him, pretty thick, but he plays a lot bigger than he is. And I believe, 4.3, 640. That to me was pretty impressive. And he's kind of like I saw people compare him to he's scrappy, kind of like a Steve Smith. Like he's very aggressive and plays pretty aggressive, which I like. That's kind of what I always look for in any sort of ball player. So he just seems like he'd fit in well. And he's like just a really good solid. I think I want to say that when they put up, were you guys watching the combine coverage today? They put up a comparison, and one of them was compared to Jaden Reed. And I can't remember if it was Devontae or if it was a different receiver. But either way, I just think he'd be a great addition. I don't know where he's going to go, but I would be willing to take a receiver if it was like in the 4th or 5th. I don't know what you got him on the consensus board. Maybe check that out.
Yeah, Devontae Walker out of North Carolina is sitting in the 58 spot in the consensus big board. So that was a lot higher than I expected to see there. Yeah. So there you go. He peaked at 41, but he's sitting at 58 is how he currently sits right now. Let's see here. SDM40 asks, how did Roman Wilson do? Let's see if we can find Roman Wilson. I think we just seen him, actually.
It looked like they didn't get his numbers or something.
Is that right? I thought, here we go. Yeah, so it's incomplete, but they do have his 40-yard dash. So he came in at a 4.41 for a 9.28 score. 20-yard split was a 2.56 for a 9.1 score. His 10-yard split was a 1.55 for an 8.3 score. So little slower out of the gate, but he finished strong. His height came in a little bit weak there at 5'10 and 6'8 at 185 pounds. So that kind of is going to hurt the RAS just a touch.
But block.
Not with 30-inch arms and 185 pounds soaking wet with 2 big sand rocks in his back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like that boy's going to another one was Brian Thomas Jr. that impressed, right, Jacob? Did you see him today?
Yeah. He was quick, very quick, especially for he's got good, decent size on him too.
Yeah. So Brian Thomas Jr. out of Louisiana State scored a 9.97, just absolutely dominated. 6'2" and 7/8, 209 pounds. That's a guy you could tell he's going to be able to take a hit at the next.
That's a guy.
Is a guy. Vertical jump 38.5 inches for 9.04. A broad jump of 10.06 for a score of 8.71. 40-yard dash 4.34 unofficial for a 9.87 score. And looks like he's more of one of those long runners. His 10-yard split was a 1.53. Scored him a 9.08. Still good. Still really good, still elite, obviously, but obviously got that top end speed there at 6'2". That dude's a burner there, man. No doubt about it.
This, that Kent Lee Platt Math Bomb says he comes in an unofficial 9.97 out of a possible 10. This ranks 10th out of 3,063 wide receivers in the past 36 years. That's like, yeah, we should be taking a look at this dude.
Got it. Yeah. Good stuff. We got Carly announced. What's up, Carly? She says, "Evening all, is Clayton feeling better?" Yes, we are, Carly. We figured out the problem. SDM40 says his wife tried to take him out via some brownies, allegedly. Appreciate you saying that.
You
So
sure
Mandy
about
doesn't see the show. Magic says Clayton's joints got all well lubricated after Mandy's secret brownie recipe. If y'all could have seen the sinister look in her eye. She was laughing about us figuring out what happened. Like, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Let's see here. Let's see what Dennis Shook said. I didn't pre-read it. Hopefully that's okay. He said, Jacob, the threshold for drafting a receiver has to be better than Malik Heath or Bo Melton. Plus, I promise you, Brian still loves Grant Dubose. That's a good point, Jacob. That Grant Dubose, man, I kind of feel like that's one of Goody's prized possessions kind of sitting in his back pocket there. But think about it. What's the receiver room look like right now? In no particular order. Let's just list them off. Romeo Dobbs, Jaden Reed, right? Dontavian Wicks, Christian Watson, Bo Melton, right? And then, like you said, Malik Heath, and then you'd have Grant Dubose. So it would have to be a receiver that would at least be better than Bo Melton, right, Jacob? Wouldn't you think so, man? Or no?
I think that he would just have to be better than Grant Dubose. He wants to make every single room as competitive as possible. And Grant Dubose, we haven't seen anything from him. So I think that he would, if anything, he would want to bring in a guy, if anything else, just to literally compete with Grant DeBose, or maybe to have another aspect of what we're going to stash in our practice squad. I think that's what he's shown, is that's his kind of theory, is that he wants, and they've said that multiple times in interviews, is that we want to make every single positional room as competitive as possible. I think that's what they're going to do. They don't want them to sleep on there. If the wide receivers start getting a big head, like, oh, we're the best group, we don't even get, I don't like that. I want them.
We saw that at camp last year. Dre Miller was brought in about a week into training camp to kind of make things a little spicy in the receiver room there. So there's truth to that for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. All right, I think we got time. We got like 10 or 12 minutes. You guys want to do a mock draft real quick? Y'all good with it? Jacob loves the mock drafts. I love it. Absolutely love the enthusiasm, Jacob, you bring to the table here, man. Let me see if I can get this thing cranked up here. All right, let's see. Mock draft simulator. We're going to be the Packers, correct, guys? Y'all want to be the Bears this time and screw the whole franchise up? Y'all good with it?
No, don't do that.
All right, here we go. Let me share the screen. You guys confirm that you can see this mock draft simulator. And we're going to use the same one that usually gives us a couple of options as far as people offering us trades. We're going to use the Consensus Big Board website. It's the NFL mock draft database. This cough trying to creep back up, man. I know it didn't have anything to do with me calling dinosaurs all day long, but anyway. Let's see here. Wrong button there, Clayton. All right, let's zoom in a bit. Can y'all see that okay? We good?
That's perfect, yeah. Go a little more. Go a little more.
One more?
Yeah. There you go.
You're getting old, Jacob. Look at this. All right, here we go.
Are we doing trades on this one or no?
I think we're going to try to trade on the first.
We're going to try to trade back, right?
Yeah, I think that's the plan here. So
look at that.
Yeah, so here's the offer we get. I don't know if I like it though, boys. So the Falcons want to trade us the 43rd pick and the 79th pick for the and a 2025 round 4 pick for the 25th pick. I don't know. That seems pretty realistic. Jacob, do you want to accept that one and run with it?
So wait a minute. What they get? So we get 43 and 79.
Yeah, they get 25. We get 43 and 79.
Can we reject it and try our own trade or no?
I don't think you can. I'm not 100% sure. I've always just accepted them if we did it or moved on.
I mean, I guess we could just try it and see.
Okay. So, and if we don't get it, we'll just pick for 25th, right? We're definitely going over today. All right. So here we go. If we give up the 25th, what are we looking to trade down to? I think the perfect scenario we found was like 29, wasn't it? Am I thinking right?
Yeah.
Now we just got to figure out who had 29.
I think it's either Buffalo or I think New England. No.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, there's Detroit's around there. Minnesota's around there.
Here's Baltimore at 30. Would that be close enough or not?
Let's do that. Do it.
All right. So if we go after their 30th pick, and let's see if they'll give us All right, they will not give us that. At least it's saying it's not enough, right? We're going after the 62nd pick too, so we're gonna have to trade something in exchange with it. Let's see if a 7th moves the needle. It does. They're like, well, I was born at night, but not last night. What's wrong with you, boy? What do you think we should give up to get that 2nd, or should we just try to get a 3rd with it?
What I would do is try to get a 3rd and 4th.
Dang, Jacob trying to take them out behind the woodshed. See, it won't let me remove that one now. So,
Right.
yeah, we're in trouble here, guys. We are in trouble. Let's change it up. We'll come back. So we'll come back to Baltimore. So it resets, and we're going to go for 30. And you said go for the 3rd?
Yeah, see where it lines up.
All right. Looks like they accepted that one. So you want to try to get something else out of them and have to reset it, or just roll with it?
Try and get that other 4th, late round 4th.
Ooh, they may still accept it.
Give it a whirl.
Let's give it a go here. Let's see here. They did it. All right. That's perfect, Tim. Absolutely perfect. Get out of here with that trade off.
So just to recap real quick, all we did was trade out at 25. We moved back 5 spots, and we just got, was it 3 draft picks?
We got a 3rd and a 4th pick.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So just looking at these other trades here, we could trade back 1 pick and pick up a 6th. What do you think? Nah,
I mean,
let's don't do it.
Let's keep it more realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, let's roll with it here. So we're picking in the 30 spot. The best available is offensive tackle Amarius Mims out of Georgia. You got J.J. McCarthy. You got Keon Coleman at wide receiver, Bo Nix at quarterback, Graham Barton at interior offensive line, Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle out of Arizona. What are we thinking here, Jacob? What do you want to see? Any positions?
I mean, honestly, at this point, it might be smart just to take Mims, but yeah, I think either Mims or else if you really wanted to go down and grab Graham
Barton.
Yeah.
I think I would take Mims over Barton if we're going to pick here at 30 for sure. That would be my pick. Tim, what do you think, man? Would you think of Mims here?
Yeah, I think we already traded down. I don't want to move down more with this pick, and there's still some value there,
right?
You know, with Mims, he's been on our board. We like him. You know, we're not going to take JJ McCarthy. So let's.
All right, here we go. We're going to go tackle, offensive tackle from Georgia, Amarius Mims. All right, so our next pick is going to be 41. Looks like we're getting a couple offers here. Let's see here. Look at this. Somebody's offering us to trade back 9 picks and pick up an extra 3rd. That's interesting. And a 5th, too. Holy cow. We'll just roll with it the rest of the way out. We'll just trade out that first pick and see how this flows here. So with the 41st pick, best available is Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr. We got Tyler Nubin, Tavondre Sweat, Chris Braswell, Jatavian Sanders, Cam Kinchins, Edgerrin Cooper. I think we would all agree probably Tyler Nubin here. Does anybody disagree with that? Now we're good. All right. We're going to go safety Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota at 41. You're seeing if we want Tyler Nubin, it's going to have to happen at 41. It's either reach at 25 or taking him at 41. He's not going to be available later. There's no doubt about that. So, all right, now we're sitting in the 58 spot. Best available. Cam Kinchins out of Miami. Keep in mind, he ran a 6.2 40 at the combine, okay? I know everybody's freaking out over that. I was just joking. He didn't really run a 6.2. It was something like, was it like a 4.67? Is that what it was, Jacob? Am I thinking right?
It was something like that. Yeah, it was not very great.
So, to me, it wasn't necessarily the 40. It was the rest of it. It was just everything. The tape. I don't like the tape. I don't like the PFF grade. I didn't like the other measurables, some of the agility stuff, things like that. The vertical jump was bad. It just seems like I don't know, man. I don't get it. But anyway, what are we thinking here? We got Cam Kinchins. We got linebacker Edgerrin Cooper. We got linebacker Peyton Wilson. You're seeing those are the 2 that keep popping up for us, right, Jacob? Like we have to make a decision between Edgerrin Cooper and Peyton Wilson consistently. There's your boy Javon Bullard at safety. We got running back Jonathan Brooks. Man, this is tough. Braden Fisk. This is where all the good ones come in. What are we thinking here, boys?
Okay, guys. What about O-line? Anybody popping up?
Let's see here.
You can't go O-line there. Cooper Beebe would be
Cooper Beebe's a good player. It is a bit of a reach though here at 58.
That's a reach, yeah. I think we have to go linebacker here, maybe.
Think a linebacker. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I would say either Edgerrin Cooper or else double up on safety and just make sure that that's not even an issue anymore if we get Bullard and Nubin. But my gut's telling me to go Cooper. Otherwise, honestly, Braden Fisk looks like a freak.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go Edgerrin Cooper here. Bang. So we got our linebacker. So we're revamping that defense a bit. We're now going to be picking at 88. Let's see what we got here. Let's look at a couple of these trades real quick.
Oh boy.
No. Get out of my face with that crap. Nah. Nothing there too appealing. All right.
Look at corner here.
Looky here. My goodness.
Yeah.
Javon Bullard at 59. Jonathan Brooks at 60. It's tough. Trey Benson, by the way, I wanted to mention this today. Trey Benson had a great day in the combine. He is now officially my number one running back on my board.
Yeah.
He just squeaked by Blake Corum today on my board, so he's now officially the number one running back on the board.
He ran a 4.39 40 and looked really, really good in all the drills, like very smooth. 4.39.
So here comes the question. We already got our linebacker, right? You got a couple running backs to choose from here. You got Jeremiah Trotter Jr. on the board. You got Christian Haynes, which we like a lot. We need that interior offensive lineman unless we're going to put Amarius Mims, try to play him inside. And I don't know exactly where his snaps were. That you could do that. I mean, you could shuffle some stuff around. If Amarius Mims is a starting tackle, you could kick Tom to right guard, right, and just put Mims at right tackle if that is an issue. But what are we thinking here, boys? We got, like I said, Javon Bullard, Jonathan Brooks, Trey Benson, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., Christian Haynes, edge defender Jonah Ellis. You got running back Marquise Irving. I think that's Bucky Irving there. And then wide receiver Jermaine Burton. I feel like they're right here at the top if we're going to take one. What are we thinking here, Jake?
Honestly, I kind of agree with Bates. Bullard is such a steal at 88, and we need two safeties, and he can play the slot corner if we need it. And then we take a shot on we pick in the next 3 picks. So if Benson or Brooks is still there, then great. If not, we go Trotter. Otherwise, there was another guy right below you that I can't remember that I really like too. So I say right now you grab Javon Bullard, and then Christian Haynes. I'd say that's another one maybe. So
because in my mind, I can't get past the thought of not taking a running back before we take interior offensive line, somebody to block for a running back as far as our needs and priority. But I would be able to easily justify taking a safety over both of those right now. I like Bullard with this pick.
I do too, especially seeing that he can play a little slot. And Jacob, his combine drills, him running around playing the ball, he just looked like a freaking football player, dude. Yep. Like, there wasn't many that I came away feeling like that. He was definitely one. I remember watching on, who is this? Oh, that's Bullard. Like he looked solid.
Can we check corner before we pull the trigger though, real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. All the way down to 93.
93, yeah. Okay. So we
got some time there.
Ooh, we still got Max.
Yeah, we're taking Max Melton at 91 or 93.
That trade down helped. Look at that, boys, sitting there.
Yeah.
88, 91, 93. Pretty solid. So, let's go with Bullard here if you guys are good with it. We'll go Javon Bullard, safety out of Georgia. Play a little slot for us. Kind of versatile there. Let's see if anybody wants to trade down just a few. There's 4 picks back to pick up an extra 4th, boys. I don't know, man, though. We kind of got the game plan laid out. We might screw it up if we trade down here. I think we just stick with the game plan. Let's keep rolling. What do you think?
Yeah. So I wanted this to just kind of all be like just to show how much draft capital you can get from simply just trading out of the first.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that's what we did. So let's see here. Trey Benson, running back out of Florida State, top running back in the draft, according to my board. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. out of Clemson, which we've already got a linebacker. We could take another one. There's Christian Haynes. Got edge defender Jonah Ellis. Got Bucky Irving coming up, which he had a rough day today at the combine, obviously. Cedric Von Prons down there. This is tough, man. What it's going to come down to for me, it's between Trey Benson and Christian Haynes. They're both hands down the best at their position right now, best available at their position. I feel like Trey Benson's more likely to be gone at 93 than Christian Haynes. Do you guys agree with that?
I do. Yeah,
I do. I just feel like O-line is more of a priority. Mm-hmm. Even with what the discussions we've had about our running back room in the last 48 hours, I still my gut's telling me don't neglect the offensive line.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, Benson's a beast. So Jacob.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jacob? Should we go Christian Haynes or should we go Trey Benson here?
I'd go Benson first. Just
Benson
he's
first.
Too good of a deal right now.
Yeah. So if Christian Haynes is gone, if he gets picked at 92, Tim, you get to hit him with the old Family Feud buzzer. All right, so here we go. We're going Trey Benson at 91. You got it. Oh, you're going to get – there you go.
Got him. We got him.
We got him. Did we got him, Jacob? Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We got him. Looky here.
Look at that.
I think I like this one better than the one earlier, fellas.
Yeah.
We neglected corner pretty bad.
Oh,
Looks
yeah.
like we're going to march the same corners out there starting, but
No,
we'll get a late round. We'll get a late round steal. We'll get something.
all right. So we're going Christian Haynes, right? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
All right, Christian Haynes. Bang. Another A+. Look at this. Look at this. All right, so coming up at pick 127, best available. Oh, wait, no, we don't.
Kyrie Jackson.
I got
Gotta
excited.
get Kyrie.
Looky here. Braylon Allen. Don't look at the chat. Kyrie Jackson at corner. Josh Newton at corner. That means Max Melton's probably still there, right? No, Max is gone. Okay, Max is gone.
Ray Davis.
So
Kyrie Jackson.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward Kyrie Jackson. I'm trying to remember what his combine and everything looked like. Who had the better combine? Was it Kyrie Jackson or Josh Newton? You have any idea, Jacob?
Kyrie for sure. Yeah.
Kyrie did? Okay. Let's go Kyrie Jackson here. Are we good with this? Everybody agree?
Yep.
Jacob, you good with it?
Yeah, he ran a 4.5. He looked really smooth in all the drills. He plays the run really aggressively. I like
Tim, did you hear him flip that page through those notes, man?
Yep.
Did you hear that, Tim?
Yep.
That man's prepared.
He's here, man.
I'm telling you. That's why we pay him the big bucks.
In-house draft expert. Let's go.
All right.
Kyrie, you're a Packer.
We're going to dress him up like Mel Kiper on draft night, man. We're going to be ready to roll. Mel Kiper with a beard. I love it, dude. Absolutely. Kyrie Jackson, you are a Packer. A+ again. Knocking it out of the park. All right. Number 134. We picked this up in that trade earlier today too, fellas. That's pretty cool. All right. Now, this is where it gets real interesting right here. So we got a flurry of running backs here. Here's something to me. I'm not saying we should do this, but Tim, we talked about this. Goody keeps talking about quarterbacks, don't he? And look right here. This may be when it happens around this range, somewhere in the 150 to 200 range. Look at Michael Pratt sitting there from Tulane.
Any D line at all?
Tim said, I don't care about D line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any D line. No way.
Yeah, but
haven't the whole draft either, man. That's crazy.
Yep.
You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to play the board, right? Should we go with another running back? Jalen Wright looked good today. Am I remembering that right, Jacob? Didn't he have a good day?
Yeah, he had a very good day. He was very quick, but again, he's a very smaller guy, smaller frame. To be honest, Marshawn Lloyd, I thought had a great combine.
Dude, you see his arms?
Yeah, that dude is just cut out of stone. He is a beast.
Yeah, he reminds me of a more muscular Jamal Williams. You know what I mean? Just like he's just stout, dude.
What do we got on Jarvis Brownlee Jr. there? Anything, Jacob? On him?
Yeah, let me see.
Because we kind of whiffed on corner in this draft. I'm wondering if we can make up for quality with quantity. Just start stuffing bodies in there and see what happens.
What's his name again? I've got PFF on my side.
Jarvis, Jarvis Brownlee Jr.
He's 6 foot 190. His PFF grades were 71.8, 69.6, 77.6. Not bad. Or 77.9.
So
6'1", decent size.
What'd you say, Jacob?
He didn't run the 40. So
okay, gotcha. Yeah, we could go corner again here. We've taken just one corner. We could double up here, back-to-back picks.
I mean, that would put us, we got a safety, so we picked up. Oh, we got two safety. Yeah, we could still come away with two safeties and two corners.
Yeah,
I just don't know what do you think, Jacob? Is that good value though? At what are we at? 134.
Yeah,
134. He's 114 on the consensus big board, and PFF has him in the number 99 spot. So keep that.
I'm just thinking corners are bigger. I know, like on the totem pole, it's not that high, but corners got to be a higher priority than running back. I got to believe that.
Yeah, it is. And plus, if you look up, I mean, you still have Wright's there, Lloyd's there. If you scroll down, Ray Davis, who I think may be one of the best backs in this draft. So to me, it's a no-brainer. Let's run in Brownlee.
All right, Brownlee. Let's do it. Here we go. We're going Jarvis Brownlee Jr. out of Louisville. So he'll be in the cornerback room with his fellow Cardinal there, Mr. Jair Alexander. I like it. I love the ding, man. Chokes me up every time.
Ooh, dang.
Oh, there he went. There went our boy. Did you see it? Sweet Baby Ray is off the board. All right, we're at 168. We got Malik Washington, wide receiver, Luke McCaffrey, wide receiver, linebacker Curtis Jacobs, interior offensive lineman Tanner Bortolini. You've got cornerback Jerry Jones, running
Should have
back.
waited for Jerry Jones.
Yeah, that might have been the better play,
Or
but
Jalen Simpson. Both of them had really, really great combines.
if ifs were fists, we'd all be drunk, Jacob. You know what I'm saying, man? Exactly right.
I wouldn't mind taking a stab at Luke McCaffrey right now, though.
A little wide receiver action here at 168, Jacob. Is that what I'm hearing?
He beat his brother's 40 time today, and he also ran, I think, like 21 miles per hour on either it was the go route or maybe the post route thing that they were doing. He was one of the only wide receivers that did that.
We definitely don't have wide receiver as a need, but in terms of value, we're picking 168, and Luke McCaffrey is 129th. So, what do you think, Tim? Can you be persuaded into taking a wide receiver here, Luke McCaffrey?
Yeah, here we go.
All right, there you go. Luke McCaffrey it is. A+. Look at that. He can block. Hit it for me, Tim.
Uh-oh.
All right, here we go. We are now at 204. All right, pick 204. We got interior offensive lineman Brandon Coleman, interior offensive lineman Layden Robinson, edge defender Nelson Cesar. We got running back Jawhair Jordan out of Louisville. We got running back Dylan Lobb, or however you say it. I didn't like that guy today. He kind of creeped me out a little bit at the combine.
He had a weird, I'm going to.
Every time the camera was around, he wanted the camera to make sure, hey, I see you, camera. And he pointed at it. It's like, this dude just. And then when the coach came up, when the instructor came up to talk to him, everybody was eyes on the instructor, and he was staring off in the distance, trying to look like he was just too cool for school. I didn't like his persona at all.
As soon as I swear to God, this is not. Don't judge me, but as soon as I saw his face, I'm like, oh, date rape face. I don't know why. I got that vibe.
He said he gave him that Chris Collinsworth vibe. Allegedly.
Here's the guy.
Here's the guy. All right, so we're going to take him completely off the board. What are we thinking here in terms of our 204th pick? We still got 4 more picks to go here, fellas. We got to speed it up, man. We're way over.
Yeah, we got to go.
I would be okay with another interior offensive lineman. We said we needed 3 offensive linemen coming into this draft. We've taken 2 so far.
And not a tackle in sight. So, yeah, let's go. Let's get big inside, Let's get another interior O-line.
Yeah, let me look at PFF real quick for interior O-line, if it will. I don't know if these are centers or guards here, but I just want to see. Name those 2 guys off to me real quick, fellas.
Brandon Coleman from TCU, and Layden Robinson from Texas A&M.
Robinson. All right. Robinson from Texas A&M is ranked 252 according to PFF, 80.7 in 2021, but then a 56.6 and a 65.8. So, yeah, not him. The other guy isn't even on the board, so we're at the bottom of the barrel here, obviously. So we'll just take – I guess we'll go best available here. We need a backup edge as well. That's another thing. There's Nelson Cesar there. So we need a backup edge defender because, like we talked about, obviously our boy Kingsley Enagbare is going to start the season on the IR. So that's what it comes down to. What's that?
We could go Joe Milton.
Oh, hey, we set Goody's eye on a QB here late in the draft, right, Tim?
Oh, God, just draft a guy so we can stop talking about it. Just take the freaking quarterback. Just do it.
Oh,
you're paying for Magoo's plane ticket. That's all I'm saying.
Did you put that on me, Ricky Bobby? I'm going Brandon Coleman here. We're going
Trying to mess up my quarterback room. You're not getting a bell for that one.
No bell for you.
No bell.
All right, let's see here. We've taken 1 running back. We could use another one possibly. You've got Dajan Edwards out of Georgia at running back. You got Jace McClellan out of Alabama. You got interior offensive lineman Andrew Rain, which we're good on that. There's Mustafa. There's your boy Mustafa. What are we thinking here, Jacob? We had listed as many as 4 safeties.
Anybody else down there? Linebackers? How can we scroll down?
Scroll down a little bit.
Xavier Thomas on an edge.
LaFocio.
What are we at right now? What pick number?
216.
Olafosio.
Oh, you did take Braden Coleman. Okay, I thought you were going to take the quarterback for real. All right, so you get
you ain't putting that on me. I told you ain't putting that on me, Ricky Bobby.
Do it.
So what are we thinking here?
Olafosio, Edifon.
All right, Edifon Ulafosio. Bang, linebacker. All right, so how many linebackers have we taken now? We've taken 2. All right, I like it. We said we could use as many as 3, I think. So we haven't overdrafted there. Let's see here. Now we're at pick 243. We got 2 more picks left. Wide receiver, Rosemy Jack Saint. You've got kicker Joshua Carty. You got Braden McGregor, edge defender. We still haven't taken an edge, have we? So we need a tight end too, or we could take a tight end. I don't want to say we need one, but I'm thinking
Braden over tight end.
Yeah, me too. I'm thinking Braden McGregor. You good with that, Jacob?
Do it.
All right. Yeah, we're way over on time. A+, look at that, firing from the hip. All right, pick 251, final pick of the draft for the Green Bay Packers. Let's see here. We don't need another lineman, no wide receiver. Here's a tight end.
You should do either Grayson Murphy or go down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan Driscoll would be a decent tackle, or Dwight McLaughlin. There's another great cornerback.
Dwight McLaughlin. How many cornerbacks have we taken, though?
Enough to party.
We've taken 2. We can do that. We could do Dwight McLaughlin. I'm good with that. Where's he at? He's already up here, yeah. Let's go there. You good with it, Tim?
I'm good with it.
All right. Did we take a defensive lineman, boys?
I was just going to say the D-line. Well, is that Miles Murphy who's down there?
No, it won't be Miles Murphy. No,
not Miles Murphy.
Oh, yeah. Miles Murphy. Yeah, no, I was thinking Byron Murphy. You got Miles Murphy from North Carolina, but you've also got Marcus Harris, who's ranked significantly higher there. So I think I would go D-line. That's what I would do here.
Grayson Murphy had a good year.
Who did?
Grayson Murphy.
He's edge, so we're taking 2 edge defenders?
I'm just saying.
I'm just asking.
Jacob's bias. Carl Brooks is this guy, so I think he'd rather go edge here.
Somebody tell me
like the line right here. I think we should give Jacob the final say, though.
All right, Jacob, go.
Grayson Murphy.
All right, Grayson Murphy out of UCLA, edge defender. Bang, there's your draft. Man, that took a long time, boys. Holy cow.
That was not smooth.
It was fun though, right?
Yeah.
It was fun. Other than Tim refusing to give me the bell there because I'm not, I'm trying
you got the bell. I gave you the bell. You didn't take the quarterback. That's cool.
I love it.
USFL MVP still intact in the quarterback room.
Right. Still hope in Green Bay and Titletown. All right, there you go, fellas. We got offensive tackle Marius Mims with the 30th pick. Of course, we traded down Tyler Newman at 41. You got linebacker Edgerrin Cooper at 58. Safety Javon Bullard at 88. Trey Benson, running back out of Florida State at 91. I love that pick. Christian Haynes, interior offensive lineman in the 93rd spot. Kyrie Jackson at 127. He's a corner. Brown Lee Jr., a cornerback at 134. Luke McCaffrey is wide receiver out of Rice at 168. We got Brandon Coleman, offensive lineman at 204. Olafosio, linebacker out of Washington at 216. Braden McGregor, edge out of Michigan at 243. And then Grayson Murphy, edge out of UCLA at 251. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone, for attending.
So I think Drew D, he goes, it looks great, like a great draft, but I don't think there's any way that Goody takes that many guys. That's the point, though, is that just by simply trading out of that 25th pick, 3 or 4 or 5 spots, you get the option to bring all those guys at least into camp and decide who's worth keeping around and who's not. I mean, look at that. Look at from 88 to 93, Javon Bullard, Trey Benson, and Christian Haynes. That could completely change your roster right there.
That's the big point is trading out of the 25th spot and picking up one of those, whether it's a second or a third round extra pick, it really can. I see what you're saying, Jacob. It can change everything, man. So good stuff. That was fun, man. A lot of fun. How far over are we? Hour and 13. I mean, how in the hell there's 108 people in here? What are you guys doing on a Sunday night listening to this horrible accent who's been oil poisoned by my wife through brownie consumption? And Jacob in here arguing with me over to take 73 edge defenders. Tim said Mr. Magoo is the second coming of Joe Montano, and I'm getting cussed out by him. We got 108 people in here watching. Unbelievable. So, all right. Yeah, I agree, though. I think it was a good draft. That was a lot of fun. Drew, the thing that surprised us about Luke McCaffrey, man, is they said he was He like Jacob said, he ran a faster 40 time than Christian, which is just a 40 time. But at the same time, man, when you talk legacy, you talk some of these players that come from their dad being a pro athlete, their brother's a pro athlete, like, you know, it gets interesting, you know. So Saturday night, Clayton. I lost a couple nights earlier calling them dinosaurs, let me tell you. So that's what's going on over here. But anyway, all right, parting thoughts. Tim, you got anything, Bubba?
Not at all, man. Glad we did a mock. We got it in.
Yeah, agree. Jacob, you good, man?
I'm fine, man. I got to do a mock draft. I'm happy as a clam.
As a clam? Is that what you said?
Yeah, isn't it a thing?
Clams
Sure,
are
like 1940. That was a thing. Happy as a clam, right? See?
Yeah, see, it's a baby. See, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We'll see you in the morning for Good Morning Lambeau. Hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday evening, Carly. And we will. We'll talk to y'all later. For those of you listening on the pod, thank you for making us a part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. By the way, we're giving away an Antonio Freeman autographed jersey soon. Get ready. All right.
You got my address, right, Clayton?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll
send her over.
We'll send an envelope full of fart spray your way, my man. You know what I'm saying? We talked about doing that with Eric Sutherland because he was it's funny. We just said, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. We're talking about sending fart spray and envelopes to listeners. But, yeah, Eric Sutherland keeps saying everything's rigged, so we thought about telling, hey, all right, we'll send you something and send him a gag gift, you know. But I don't know. He may like it, though. So, all right. We're out of here, guys. Appreciate y'all. We will see y'all tomorrow. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
The power sweep. Actually, it's the lead play in our offense.
Yes, a YN or a tight end to open up somewhere between 6 feet and 9 feet. Get an isolation with the linebacker. Tell the tackle to take the defensive end if he's over him. If he's not, to drive down on the first man to his inside. If the YN has the linebacker taken out, he cuts inside. If the YN has the linebacker in, he comes all the way around. If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here. Try to run this play in the alley.